problem with forecasting, and this one in particular is one of my favorite problems because not every forecast has to be hard. This one is just using the last observation, and as it says, simple, and it's surprisingly effective. And this is by far forecasting is used in any company, even though this is an Uber question. So this should be considered using for simple things at least. Here is our data set. In order to solve this problem, we're going to need three main columns: the distance, the monetary cost, and this, which is going to turn into a month, because we are going to have to group by month. And to start this problem, I'm going to do that. I try to keep these videos as concise as I can, but ask questions in the comment section. Here we go. Here's the monetary cost. As we can see, here is our new columns. However, we need to turn this into month. So we're going to do this, and then as month. And it's updated by month. However, we need a group by month. So this month needs to be subtotal here by traveled, and it needs to be summed here by cost. In order to do that, we need to do a group by month. In this case, because it's SQL Server, we have to use this format. And we have to sum distance right here. Call it as total distance. And we need to sum monetary cost right here. We'll call this as total cost. And when we run our new table, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's now clearly summed by month right here. Next thing we need to do is save this as a table. So we'll call this month table here. And we need to do select month, total distance, and total cost from month table. When we run our new query, here is the same thing. We're just writing a second query down here. And as it says, it needs to do distance divided by monetary cost. So that's what we're going to do. Total distance divided by monetary cost. And it wants us to call this as distance per dollar. Distance per dollar. And now we get this as distance per dollar. However, in order to do a forecast, we are going to need the previous month. See, it's going to do the actual value, and then we need the forecast value. So we are going to do a lag statement. Lag this, same thing, comma 1, and then over order by month, so it knows how to run it. And this should be considered as predict. Wow. So lag distance over here. There we go. You don't need a parentheses here, because this is showing the previous. This is 1. So now as we can see, 5.6, 5.6, 5.8, 5.8. So this is showing the predicted value, or we'll call this the forecast. That's what they actually call it here. Actual minus forecast. And we're going to change this to actual, just so when we run this final query, it'll match how they want it exactly. Now we run it, actual forecast. Now, this is called, we're going to do comma, and we're going to do forecast table as, select here, select all from forecast table. So now we need to run the final query, select month, and then we're going to do this ginormous calculation that actually is not that hard. If you have any experience with Excel, this should be relatively easy. If we run it right now, it's going to generate an error, and that's because power is not a thing in SQL. It's instead of square, it's power, and we're going to power it by 2, and mean is not a thing either. Average. Square root is fine. And let's see if this runs. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. It's saying we have a incorrect syntax error. So there's only 2 over here. So 3, 3. And we're going to call this as R MSE. This is the error. So it's generating the actual minus the forecast, and then squaring it, taking the average, and then square rooting it. In this case, it's not recognized by the group by function. So from forecast table, and here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, actual, forecast, month. Oh, right, we don't need month. It's confusing. And if we press solve, it's solved. And if we want to actually round it by 2, it says 2, but it still counts as. So you just do round and then a comma 2. The reason why I was getting that error is because we're doing an average, and having a month without an average was confusing the table. Anyway, ask any questions in the comment section. As I said, this is one of my most favorite problems, and I will reply to your comments. Thanks. Bye.